So let me spotlight myself here. So I have, I just got sand dust all over me. I was sanding in here. I shouldn't be doing that. When I first started out, I have the Frugal vacuum chuck system. I'm sending the vacuum through my I'm sending the vacuum through my spindle. I have a little thing to send the vacuum through the spindle. And so I make my own vacuum chucks, and I do that. Here's one here. It's threaded. Can you see the threads in there?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I have a spindle tap. I use the spindle tap to thread. This is maple. So what I've and PVC pipe, and then I think that's box. Yeah, that's box elder on the top there. Okay, so and the foam here is Walmart craft foam. It's like
Show me the inside.
$5. What's that?
Show me the inside. Oh,
so
okay.
So what I wanted to say about this is when I first started this, I was just using the nut. It was what I call it. Make sure you leave flat spots on your nuts, by the way, so you can unscrew them from your lathe when you're done. When I first started doing this, I had a nut and then PVC pipe, and I put the foam over the edge of the PVC pipe. What I discovered is when I was turning things like soft maple or cedar or softer woods, that it was the PVC pipe was thin enough that and the vacuum chuck was sucking it down so hard that it was leaving marks in the bottom of the pieces that required some creative finishing. So what I did is I changed the shape of the bit on the top. So I turned a piece of wood that fits the top here, and it's kind of a donut, a partial donut. So it's rounded and it goes all the way down to the inside. Okay. So what this gives me is it gives me a much broader surface on the bottom of the piece and curved ends. So, you know, no matter if it's a plate or a bowl, it's rounded and a wide surface, so it doesn't leave the mark in the bottom of the piece. So the foam helps, and the glue I use I use epoxy on everything on the wood to the PVC, and then under here I use that E6000 craft foam. So, and if you want to make sure you seal this, like you see how I've done this with a little bit of a recess so it goes over, it fits on the bottom of my spindle. One of the other things I've done when I had one that started leaking is I took some of this foam and I put a circular thing around the bottom here, so it really sealed up good and tight against the base of my lathe. And that seemed to give me another couple of pounds per square inch on the vacuum. So I have 3 of them that I've made in this format, this one, and I've got a bigger one, and I have a much smaller one, which a much smaller hole. Now, one of the things is because you've got some room in here for vacuum, this actually sucks out of its league, if you know what I mean, because it's got some more space in here for vacuum. And you have to seal the wood. And I think I use poly on the wood, multiple coats. You've got to seal it, or the vacuum will start sucking vacuum through the pores, even if it's maple. So make sure you seal your wood up real good. So that's my discussion on the vacuum. And somewhere I've got a picture of the little thing that I send the vacuum through. Send it through the spindle on the outboard side. This is not loading. Stupid thing. Anyway, any questions on that?
No.
Okay, I didn't lose everybody, did I?
Not at all.
Hey,
Matter of fact,
that's good information. Thank you.
But you said you had a Frugal vacuum system.
I have the Frugal vacuum
system. The Frugal vacuum system from I can't remember his name.
The Frugal guy.
Yeah,
his name was Mark or something like that. I know who he is. Yeah.
It was Bill Muncie, wasn't it?
He didn't use the spindle as the vacuum source.
You're right. You're right.
Okay, so you modified yours.
I modified mine, and one of the guys in the club helped me with it. Albert did, Jeff.
Oh yeah.
It's refreshing. Yeah. So what I've got on my phone, it's not here. Won't refresh.
Never there when you need it.
Yeah, I've got all kinds of things.
Can you make some pictures of that and put it on the Facebook page or something?
I can, and I'll take a picture of my other thingy too. You know what? It's on my phone. Let me find the phone here.
But I do like your idea of putting a little wider rim on the top edge of the.
This wide surface here has made a huge difference.
I like that idea.
In holding and in the depression, because because it's a larger surface, there's less space for the air to escape.
See, Scott's got his. Scott has.
So
his.
this is.
Hey, Scott.
I will probably be adding and modifying mine like that.
This is what I did on the outside, on the outboard side. So the vacuum comes in, flips on the other side, comes in the orange hose. There's a male nipple that sits in a bearing. This is backwards. And this bit here goes, oh, that's not the wrong. There we go. And the bit that's over here is the bit that goes into my headstock. And it's got these two small O-rings. Yeah. And I put a little drop of oil on each of them, a little, just basic machine oil. And it goes in there, and I get.
Where's the bearing?
The bearing is the male nipple. The bearing is right. It's right where the hose enters. There's a male nipple that the hose sits on, and the male nipple is in the bearing. So the white bit rotates and the hose doesn't.
The white bit looks like probably HDM. I mean HD. Yeah, that high density molecular.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yep.
Did you make that adapter?
High density polyethylene.
White cutting board.
Albert and I did it together.
Okay.
So yeah, we put it on the lathe and turned it.
Okay.
Matt?
Yes.
Matt, this is Gary. I did a demo of how I did mine, but show that one chuck again, or show one of those chucks. I'll tell you which one it is. Show me the back side of it.
This side?
Yes. Okay. On that one, before the threads, there is a groove that you have cut there.
Yes.
And for me, I use a large O-ring that goes up against my spindle and seals that off to where you were talking about on yours.
So
I guess you've got a wider flange where I don't.
Yeah.
I don't have that flange. So if somebody doesn't have a flange there, put in an O-ring that fits over the threads right up against, because there is going to be a slight flange on it.
Right.
It has to have
Yeah.
small amount of
That's a good idea. I like that idea a lot.
That's
It
a
might
good
even be
idea.
better
Yep.
than what I'm doing with the foam.
So
Yeah.
it just depends if a person doesn't have a wide flange on their spindle, use a large O-ring that fits.
Very good. Hey, Scott's got his frugal chuck pulled out.
Yep. So you can see the bearing down inside. That's what it's been. This is the hose, and you hook another hose, and it goes to your headstock.
Hold it up.
Here.
Hold it up higher.
This attaches to a longer hose that attaches to your vacuum chuck, and the hose goes through your headstock through the spindle. And this allows either I can clamp it as a tenon with my one-way jaws, or with larger jaws, I can actually open it up as a recess. I like using it as a recess better. I've done a couple things where it's popped out of the chuck when I've got it clamped onto the tenon, so the recess seems to hold better. But I get like 21 pounds of vacuum out of this. And this stuff, it's the same foam you're talking about, but I buy a kind that has adhesive on the back already. And you just peel the paper off and you just stick it on there.
I'm not sure how much I trust that adhesive, but I hear you.
This has been on here for like 6 years, and it's
okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Do you have a wide surface there, or is it just the PVC pipe?
That's just PVC pipe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I just created a little groove in the wood here and just kind of glued it in there.
Yeah,
using,
that's exactly what I did. Yeah, that's the same thing I did.
using
Yeah,
an
me
epoxy
too.
all the way around so it creates a good seal and this
Yeah,
is
he's turned
layers of
some
that
big
foam.
pieces
It
with
has
that.
2 layers on it. So I put the
I'm,
first
I'm,
layer and then I put
Scott, I didn't hear what you said about the foam. Could you repeat
Oh.
that?
I put, it's got 2 layers of foam on it. I put the first one on and then let it sit for a little while so it gets good and stuck on there. And then I put the second one on top of it.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's got a really good seal on it. So yeah, works good. You
Cool.
can make them all different sizes. All you need is that
Very,
battery there and you're all set to go.
very cool.
Very cool.